What if I told you your body is constantly fixing itself? Every second, every minute, every day. And you don't even notice it. Cuts disappear, bruises fade, damage repairs silently, like nothing ever happened. But what if, one day, that system just stops completely? No warning, no pain at first, just nothing healing anymore. Now imagine this. You wake up, everything feels normal. Your body looks fine, nothing seems wrong. But then, something small happens. Something you wouldn't even think about. A tiny cut, maybe from paper, maybe from something sharp. Now here's the question. How long does it take for a small problem to become a life-threatening one? Because normally, your body would fix it instantly. But this time, it doesn't. Now imagine looking at that cut, expecting it to close, expecting it to fade, but hours pass, and it looks exactly the same, maybe worse. Now ask yourself, would you notice immediately or ignore it, thinking it's nothing, because that's what most people do? Now imagine another small injury, maybe a scratch, maybe a bruise, and again, nothing changes. No healing, no recovery, just damage staying exactly where it is. Now think about that moment, when your brain starts to realize something is not working. Something deep inside your body has failed. Now imagine testing it, pressing on the bruise, checking the cut, waiting for any sign of healing. But there's nothing. And that silence is terrifying. Now ask yourself, what happens when your body stops repairing itself? Because healing isn't just comfort, it's survival. Now imagine going through your day, being extra careful, trying not to get hurt, but life doesn't stop. Accidents happen, small impacts, small cuts, small injuries, and now each one stays. Each one adds up. Now here's where it gets worse. Your body is constantly under stress, even when you're not aware. Tiny damages happen all the time, and normally they heal instantly, but now they don't. Now imagine your skin slowly showing more marks, more damage, more signs that something is wrong. Now think about infections, something your body fights every day. Now imagine your body losing that ability. Even a small cut, becoming a gateway. Now ask yourself, how long before something small becomes something serious? Now imagine the cut getting slightly worse. Not dramatically, just enough to notice. Redness, irritation, maybe swelling. And now, fear starts to build, because you know, it's not going away. Now think about time. Hours turning into days. And instead of healing, things stay the same, or get worse. Now here's the psychological impact. You start noticing every small injury, every mark, every change, because now, nothing is temporary. Everything is permanent. Now imagine trying to protect yourself, avoiding anything that could cause harm. But that's impossible, because life itself causes damage. Now ask yourself, how do you live when your body can't recover? Now imagine your skin becoming fragile, not weaker physically, but more dangerous, because every injury matters. Now think about simple things, walking, touching objects, even daily activities, all carry risk now. Now here's the darkest realization. Your body is no longer on your side. It's no longer protecting you. Now imagine looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing marks that shouldn't be there, injuries that should have healed, but didn't. And that image starts to change how you feel. Now ask yourself, how long before fear takes over your life? Because this isn't just physical, it's mental. Every action becomes a risk. Every movement becomes a decision. Now imagine one final thought forming. If small injuries don't heal, what happens when something bigger happens? And that question is where everything starts to fall apart. Now imagine this. It didn't stop at small cuts. It didn't stay manageable, because when your body loses the ability to heal, everything begins to escalate, slowly, quietly, but dangerously. Now here's the question. What happens when damage keeps happening, but nothing ever recovers? Because that's where survival becomes impossible. Now imagine a slightly deeper injury, something more serious than before. And this time, you can't ignore it. because it doesn't stabilize, it doesn't improve, it just stays open, vulnerable. Now think about infections again, but this time, stronger, deeper, more aggressive. Now imagine your body trying to fight it, but failing, because healing isn't happening. Now ask yourself, how long can you resist when your body can't repair itself? Now imagine your skin showing clear signs of damage, areas that should have healed, but didn't, becoming worse over time. Now here's where things get critical. Your immune system can fight, but without healing, it can't finish the job. Now think about that. A battle that never ends. Damage that never resolves. Now imagine your body getting weaker, not instantly, but gradually, every day, a little worse than before. Now ask yourself, how do you survive in a body that's constantly losing ground? Now imagine trying to avoid injuries completely, staying still, being careful, but even then, your body faces internal stress, pressure, friction, and even that causes damage. Now here's the terrifying part. Even inside your body, healing is required, and without it, internal problems begin to appear. Now imagine small internal injuries, things you can't see, things you can't feel directly, getting worse over time. Now think about your organs, your tissues, everything depending on repair, and now that system is gone. Now ask yourself, how long before your body starts shutting down? Because damage without repair always leads somewhere. Now imagine your energy dropping, your body struggling, your system under constant pressure, and now fear becomes constant, not occasional. Now think about the mental side, living with the knowledge that every injury matters, every mistake is permanent, and there is no recovery. Now imagine trying to stay calm, trying to live normally, but every moment reminds you something is wrong. Now here's the final stage, when your body can no longer keep up, when damage accumulates beyond control, and everything starts failing. Now imagine one moment of clarity, where you realize this isn't about one injury, it's about a system failure. Now ask yourself, what would you do if your body stopped fixing itself completely? Because at that point, survival depends on external help, medical intervention, constant care. Now imagine being stabilized, protected, but never truly healed, always at risk, always vulnerable. Now think about the bigger truth. Healing is not optional, it's essential. It's what keeps you alive, every second, without you even noticing. Now here's the final realization. The ability to heal is the most underrated survival system in your body. And the moment it stops, everything changes, permanently. And maybe that's the most terrifying part. Not the injury, not the pain, but the fact that nothing gets better ever again.